preview of what is ahead if you choose to come into this master's program. So it is a 45-unit program. And basically it consists of 10 classes, 10 4-unit classes, plus the 5-unit culminating experience, culminating project that you have to work on. Okay? And one of our goals is, we have 2 goals to get you going on this SDE. One is to kind of give you Cal Poly motto, learn by doing, and to hit the ground running. So you finish this course, you'd be really a great asset to any fire protection engineering firm who hires you. Okay? The other thing is to help you prepare for the PE exam. Okay, so the material that we cover is the material that's going to be on the PE exam that once you finish, of course, the EIT or the FE exam and complete your work experience, you can take. Okay. So we've divided the classes really into 3 separate areas. We got what we call the fire science courses, which is the fundamentals. We cover the application courses, and then we have 2 elective courses that you're actually required to take. Not really electives. Okay? So the fundamental fire sciences are 501, 502, 503, and 504. Okay? And these give you the fundamental physics of how fires behave, how the materials behave, how to model fires. Okay? So this is really the theoretical underpinnings of all the applications that come out of this. And as we'll see here in a couple of slides, we have as an admission requirement that it's open to anyone with an engineering degree or a physical science degree of some kind, like a physics major. Right? And so that means you're coming from a very broad background. And so the very first class that we have people take is the Fundamental Thermal Sciences, 501. And this is kind of a crash course in thermodynamics, fluid mechanics, and heat transfer in 10 weeks with fire applications thrown in there. Okay? And so really what the goal of 501 is to prepare you for 502, which is fire dynamics and understanding how fires start, how they spread, and what kind of damage, but what kind of heat can be released. Okay? 503 is a materials course, and how do you measure material properties and how they relate to fire. So how you burn a piece of material, how much smoke is it going to generate? You burn a piece of material, how fast is it going to burn? So these types of things are answered there. And then those are put together in a modeling class. And so Dr. Maurer talked about performance-based design, and that's a lot of it has to do with modeling. How do you model this fire phenomena to predict how these structures are going to burn? So those are the 5.0 series. And so the next series is the 5.2 series, which are your application courses. So these really kind of give you a lot of the practical, hands-on courses. You talk about how do we design egress designs, how do we design how people get people in and out of the building, how do we notify people that there is a problem. Okay, so communication systems, fire detection systems, those types of things, we have to design those. And then how do we put fires out? Okay, so fire suppression systems of some kind. So typically that's water-based fire suppression systems, a lot of hydraulics in there, so review of water flow, sprinkler design, those types of concepts. And then 524 is structural fire protection. So how does the physical structure of the building hold up to a fire? And how much heat can it take before it begins to collapse under its weight? And then, like I said, the 2 required elective courses, because we only have 2 elective courses, are going to be in 551 and 552. So fire safety regulation goes over a lot of the code-based design, and then smoke management and special hazards. Smoke is a really big, most people die from smoke. So smoke management, how you get rid of smoke, is a huge part of fire protection engineer's job. So, admissions requirement. Like I said, we want a bachelor's degree in engineering. Note that we do not have a 4+1 program. Okay, so you do have to have your undergraduate degree in order to start the program. Okay, so it's not like the other master's programs in the college. Okay? That does not mean you can't start like a quarter before We've had two students here, Mark and Will, who started taking fire protection classes their last quarter as they were finishing up their civil engineering degree. Okay, so that's a possibility. We do count some courses you take before you're admitted towards your degree. However, we can't count any of your classes you've taken towards your undergraduate towards your fire protection. You look at 4+1 there. GPA requirements, we're looking at 3.0, last 90 quarter units. That's fairly standard for most of the engineering disciplines in the college. However, we are not exclusively looking at GPA. We require letters of recommendation. We look at your work experience. We look at your motivation. And we look at all of that also factors in. So typically, if you have a GPA that's lower than that, we will consider it for some type of conditional admittance if you have some other exceptional qualities that you bring to the table with that. Okay, so it's not, 3.0 is not hard and fast. Application process is the same as any other graduate program through CSU Mentor. So it's $55 to run the application process, and basically you choose your application admission time, which quarter you want to be admitted, and you choose the fire protection engineering and fill out the paperwork online. It's all online. So admission for fall 2011, this coming fall, is open. And unlike most of the other programs, the admission is actually open until August. Most other programs shut down in early summer, or I know the ME program is already shutting down too, getting close. And they usually shut down in the spring quarter. Okay? So we're accepting applications through August. We're starting in the fall on that. Okay, program cost. Now, what's different about this particular program is that this is offered through what's called a special session, which is a special type of CSU program, which means that it's completely self-supporting. So everything that you're experiencing today and about the program is all funded. No state money is used to fund any of this. Okay? So you pay the true cost of the program. Okay? And currently we have the cost set at $500 per credit. So, and that basically says that for every 4-unit class is $2,000. For the entire 45 units is $22,500. Okay, so that's the total cost for the program. Which, for in-state students paying now current graduate rates, this is definitely more expensive. But for out-of-state students, it's fairly comparable. It's not that much. It's not that much difference. So, and of course, financial aid is available for this. As well. Time to graduation. How long is it going to take you? So we're hoping to encourage a lot of full-time students. And full-time students, we offer 2 classes a quarter. And so that means you can finish up in 6 quarters. Is how long it would take to complete the 45 units. Okay? If you go on a full-time basis. We have some students who do it part-time. And typically they do it on a one class per quarter, and if you do that route, it's more like 3 years to finish the program, which still isn't that long. So we have a lot of students in the program who are working full-time and taking 1 class a quarter and pursuing it that way. So speaking of that, program delivery. So again, since it's offered through special session, we have the live lecture in-person mode that you're all used to here for the undergraduate. But we also have live online. So currently in the classes, we have about a split where we have like 40% of the students are in class. The other 60% are actually online and watch the lecture live. Okay? And so I have 2 students in New Jersey, 1 in Mississippi, and then the rest throughout the state of California in the class that I'm teaching this quarter. And these students view it live while the other students are there in class. I also record the lectures. So if for some reason it's particularly important for my working students who have a full-time job, they go ahead and can look at it. They're traveling, they can look at the lecture at their convenience at some other time, okay, on a recorded basis. Okay? So this is a kind of a unique opportunity to be able to take these classes so you don't necessarily have to always be on campus to do that. Okay? And that's kind of, in a nutshell, what I wanted to talk about the program. It's a fairly unique opportunity, and I know the cost may sound expensive. It's fairly comparable to the other programs in the country, and we are working on getting scholarships available as well. And I'm sure I'm going to talk more about that here as the meeting progresses. But questions? Any questions on your part?
I have two questions. So you were saying that online classes and everything, so that means that there's no like impacted classes. Everybody who's in the program gets the classes every quarter?
That's the truth.
Okay. And then also the fees, is that just for the program, or is that for like
This is
all
everything.
Cal Poly?
Okay, this is a special session. We are outside of Cal Poly, so to speak. Okay, so that price I quoted you, $500 per unit, gets you a grade for the class.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
But if you want to use any facilities and stuff on campus, is
Then,
that?
so that includes use of the library. It also includes use of the 24-hour labs that I've set up. It does not include ASI, because you don't pay ASI fees. It does not include health care, because we don't pay health care fees. So no, it doesn't include all the same thing, but you're not paying for it in that respect.
Okay.
Good question. Any other questions?
Are there any labs, or is it all lecture-based?
There is going to be, we're developing the process of developing labs. In particular, what we're thinking about is your final project, the 5-unit project, is going to be working hopefully with an internship that we're going to try to help you get with a fire protection engineering company, and you bring a project back. And this project is going to be a completely in-depth, complete design of a fire protection engineering system, and you'll have to defend it kind of like a thesis type presentation to a panel. Okay? And right now we're still working on the lab developments per se. Okay?
On the undergraduate slide you were showing, are there alternatives for not graduating in spring so that you can jump right into it in fall? Same for me, if you were to graduate from your undergrad in fall, say, are you going to be able to work around pre-reps and that kind of thing?
Okay. The excellent question. So let's talk about that a bit. The only problems are in the fundamental tracks. Okay, so in the fundamental tracks, so the 50, 500, 501, 502, 503, 504 classes, all of those are linked together. So in order to take 504, you have to have 503 and 502, 503 you need 502, and 502 you need 501. So if you miss 501, you do have to wait the year to come back and get that. Okay? Unless you don't need 501. So sometimes a lot of students, particularly students with mechanical background, and where we're taking thermal fluids and heat transfer in a great in-depth, and we let them skip 501. So they could start in the winter with 502. So that track is fixed. So if you do miss that in the fall, then you got to wait till the following fall. However, the applications tracks don't have those prereqs. So you can take those at any time. The same with the electives. Okay?
Hi. You said the application period ends in August.
Right.
So are you going to go ahead and weigh these applications at the end of August altogether, or are you going to look at them and even do maybe send out acceptances before then as they come in?
To date, I have been sending out acceptances, with Dr. Maurer and I have as they've been coming in.
Okay.
Okay, so it's, we haven't been, I know, like the mechanical engineering program is, is much bigger. They have a limited number of seats, and they've been doing more of a collective. Like get them all in and look at them collectively, but we're not in that situation.
Okay, great.
Any other questions?
If I graduate in fall next year, and when should I submit my application? Do I still submit it before August or wait?
So you'd want to start in winter?
Yeah.
So you're graduating in fall, starting winter. So the deadline's a little bit later for a winter application.
Okay.
Okay. And what's your background?
Electrical.
Electrical. So What, if you wanted to quickly stay on track, what I would probably recommend is that you take 501 in the fall